welcome to session 4 of the Heck Riders. Dun dun dun. Who wants to? Well, no, actually, before we go do the recap, just to confirm, everyone has got their goals and remembers what they are for this session. Everyone has got a point of inspiration for this session.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Give me a recap then.
Where did we start? Did we start in when we just got to the tavern?
You started.
Yes.
You got into the tavern. The song had just finished.
Okay. So we spoke to the bartender and got some rooms for the stay for a while. And he told us when we asked about Raya to go and talk to the person with the broken leg upstairs. And we spoke to her, and her name was Tarina. And yes, she has organized various things like a message to Raya and given us some opportunities for jobs. We also went and spoke to a blacksmith for a couple of us, and we went to the hospital to look at dead bodies, and whatever is happening with that whole business, I don't know.
To drop off of a dead body.
That was the one. Zedos spoke to a woman in a pawn shop who he thought was a member of the Cult of the Dead Free, but it turns out she's just crafty. And I can't remember much else. We found one of the refugee bodies beaten to death in an alley.
The body that is now at
Yes.
the hospital.
Wasn't there something missing from that body as well?
The eyeballs.
The eyes.
The eyes were taken.
I don't need those, don't worry.
I mean, it would be worse if he had bones in his eyeballs.
Although we could definitely narrow down cause of death.
True.
Ew.
Yes, we learned a bunch of stuff. We learned that the Flaming Fist is currently leaderless. They were trying to call the leader was currently impromptu leader was currently trying to call their niece back from Chult, but was not getting very much help.
Oh, it's one of the dukes, so it's not the leader of the Flaming Fist. It's one of the leaders of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, right, okay.
It's trying to call his niece back to get the Flaming Fist under control because she's a member.
She's a member of the Flaming Fist. Yeah. And we have the three remaining dukes: Van Thumper, Portier, and Stelmane. Portier is apparently quite a soft touch, but not very helpful. Stelmane might be helpful, and Van Thumper might be a bitch.
And to get one of them on
That's
side,
what I have in my notes.
to get one of them on side, we had to discover who set fire to the warehouse.
Nope,
that was
Not
a
quite.
general question from the Thieves Guild.
Oh,
We were like,
you were given some advice on how to proceed. Things that you could do to make things better for people.
yeah, one of them was get a leader for the Flaming Fists, some way or shape or form. Another was to help the guild, which they will then be able to help the refugees. The other is to get the dukes to get off their asses and do something. But yes,
You've got 3 avenues to follow in order to try and progress things.
yes. There's also a centaur murderer running around, who went crazy and got pinned to a wall and still didn't die for ages. Probably still alive. There's
Sorry,
a
no.
mad tanker.
The implication of that centaur is that he did die pinned against that wall.
Oh,
Eventually.
yeah, sure. Sure he did. We gotta find people stomped to death by hooves.
Oh, we found out that there might be a dragon turtle in the river.
Yes, at the bottom of Baldur's Gate Bay, yeah. Who just eats all the waste of Baldur's Gate.
Old chums.
Yeah. And there's a funeral parlor which potentially might have a red wizard visiting it.
Don't like that.
Nope. Sen doesn't like that either. Sen does not like that.
I like my skeleton on the inside, thank you.
and the Thane is apparently traveling with another black dragonborn. Yeah. There's a lot of lore dumping.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, and just to reiterate, the task that you chose to do of the 3 tasks that you were given, one was try and sort out the flaming fist somehow, whether it be speak to them. Yeah, you can either speak to them to try and get some kind of help.
Yep.
For the people outside the walls, whether it means that if you can make things easier for the flaming fist, then they can actually start policing the walls properly, and they might actually open the gates, that kind of thing. If you can get in good with the Thieves Guild, the Thieves Guild can provide support for the refugees. And finally, you can go and try and speak to the Dukes, who you might be able to do a favour for them in exchange for them actually trying to sort out the entire refugee problem.
Yep.
But I believe of those 3, the one that you chose, it was, let's go and find out what happened to this warehouse that we have never been to before.
Yes, we want to find out what the current theories of the Flaming Fist are and various people. And maybe change those theories slightly.
If this episode goes how I think it's going to, the title should definitely be Framing Fists.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So we had got back after all our sort of nighttime excursions, and we were in the Elsong Tavern just going to bed, right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe you've gone to bed, had yourselves a long rest. If you haven't hit the long rest button, do so now, because you have yourselves a long rest and you wake up bright and early in the morning.
Something that didn't occur to me until a couple of days ago was before Dagomir goes to bed that night, he'll just have a sweep over the whole room to check there's no ways to listen in, or like the painting I hold where someone looks through. Just paranoid. Yeah, he'll do that before bed.
Sure, give me an investigate roll.
5.
Nothing obvious.
5 out of 5, Ryan. 5 stars, my investigation roll there.
Yeah. You give the Elsong Tavern a 5-star review.
I do, on Fantasy Yelp.
Cool. Yelp. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So.
Morning has broken. What do you want to do today?
Visit the warehouse.
Yes.
Begin our investigation.
Indeed. Investigate.
You want to take a walk down by the docks, have a bit of a planning meeting away from prying ears.
Well, I mean, if we're going to plan anything, it should be here before we get anywhere close to the docks and anyone who might work there.
True, but also here is...
Perhaps we should go get a coffee.
Yes. I like that.
Is that code something, or are you genuinely suggesting refreshment?
Both.
Beverages.
Very
yes.
well.
I think they do little pastries, but they're really fucking expensive.
But they're so tasty.
Ah, I never took you.
What happened there?
That was me. I needed to roll a dice, and it was just easy to go into someone else's.
Fair enough. I was like, I rolled a 14. Don't know why, but I did.
That's really weird. It tells me on my thing on D&D Beyond that you've rolled from his.
Yes, they've added in a new feature now. Game log.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll head over to the spike box.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes, there was a
pumpkin spike latte.
What's the condition of the pumpkin?
Slightly rotten. As you're all looking up at the pumpkin, Dagomir.
Yes.
You kind of catch a glimpse of some kind of movement just right in your personal space.
Yeah.
You don't have any time to react before...
Fantastic.
Actually, this would be with advantage. Okay,
I knew I should have...
Does a 19 hit?
A 19?
Yes.
Yes, it beats my armor class by 1.
Okay. Take 11 bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit!
Still alive.
And an 18 hits, does it?
Yes.
A 9 bludgeoning damage.
I'm unconscious.
Okay, subdual.
Yeah.
Everyone looks round, and Dagomir is on the floor, and there is it's quite a short tabaxi wearing a long snakeskin lab coat just stood
Watch
over
out,
him.
she's a...
You just saw her reach up and just do that twice across his chin.
That's our friend.
Okay.
You're going to have to back away now, please.
Can I?
Don't worry, I mean him no harm.
He's unconscious. I think you do.
Yeah. Can I stand? Because he's already in his personal space, but he's on the floor now. So I guess can I stand over him to try and put myself between her and Dagomir? I mean, I'm effectively getting in her face at this stage, but it's more of a defensive, stop her landing a killing blow. I mean, I'm out of character. I assume you're not about to just brutally murder one of my
Murder.
party members, but in character.
Okay, Zados, can I please have a wisdom saving throw?
Maybe. Oh, yes, you can. 19.
Huh. Okay, you actually succeeded on the save. She goes, you're an interesting one. And she kind of clasps her hands together. Then you realise that in order to clasp them together, she can't do that. She has to do it that way. And and it seems like her hands are kind of backwards.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Okay.
Yes, she is a lavender-coloured tabaxi with backwards hands.
Can I don't know what role that would be, but I mean, is that a...
Probably your choice of either Arcana or Religion. Anyone
okay.
who wants to.
I was going to say, is that a common potential genetic flaw within Tabaxi? It was actually the question I was going
Like
to ask.
Boston Thumbcats.
Yeah.
Dagomir will continue to drool on the floor.
I'll go.
Not enough, I'm afraid, Sen.
I'll go. Natural 20. Because apparently it's Zados's day today.
Okay, yeah, Zados, you are staring at the shortest Rakshasa you have ever seen. Tiny, plump, fiend, lawful evil.
Oh, okay.
What? You look like you've seen a ghost.
They're persistent, committed beings. I apologize if that was an insulting term. Could you say you mean him no harm? Could you perhaps not land your killing blow today?
I wasn't going to kill him, you fool!
Oh, why have you knocked him unconscious?
He needed to be taught a lesson, didn't he?
What was the lesson, out of curiosity?
Life's unfair! And then she vanishes.
That was confusing.
Can I make a perception check to check that she's actually gone?
Sure.
19.
Rolling hot today, mate.
Wait till we get in combat where our lives actually matter. Then
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you can see footprints walking away.
That's
Okay.
a terrible invisibility spell.
Where is she?
She's like 5 feet from us.
Yeah.
There. See the foot in the snow.
can I try and stabilize Dagomir?
You can try and stabilize him, but when you inspect him, you realize that you don't need to. He has been bludgeoned unconscious,
So he's never actually in danger.
but he was never actually dying. Yes, it was. She backhanded him twice,
I see.
but front hand. Didn't use her claws.
sorry, Sen, you can't have his bones today.
I
He's
didn't
still
think
alive.
that I could see the breathing from here.
Ah.
Very good at telling when there's a dead body nearby.
Well, I mean, Dagomir's going to need an extra espresso. I could.
Indeed. I can't carry him. I don't have the upper body strength.
No, we're.
Do you have a bit of healing, jiggery pokery?
I don't know. I mean, I can change the color of my eyes, but
Ooh,
I think it's.
I think Delwyn's got him.
Ah.
I'll wake him up by slapping him.
And 8 hit points at the same
It's
time.
my
Yeah.
birthday. Apparently.
Who the fuck was that?
Hmm. Yes.
Is the professor gone?
Who's the professor?
Oh, so they're
It's a
not.
long story.
You
If you
haven't.
can get me like either ice or one of those big bits of meat to put on my face, I will tell you.
Oh, I forgot to mention she also wore an eye patch.
He pulls himself up quite heavily. Thank you for the healing, by the way.
Yeah, I'll offer a hand to help him to his feet. Yeah, let's. I hear they've invented a new drink. They call it the Frappuccino. I think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll head over to Spike Bucks.
Get yourself. Well, yeah, they're still offering the pumpkin spike lattes.
Hmm.
And but yeah, they do have the pumpkin spike frappuccino.
Excellent. Right. So, okay. She is a crazy scientist. She used to work for the Zents, right? And she kidnapped a load of kids, children, etc., including me and Dimitri, and wanted to turn us into like soldiers. And then some fucking paladin or something, I don't know, came and killed her. And then she spent a couple of years finding him and killing his family. And then when she came back, all her research funding was gone. And so were we. We had been reassigned. So, long story short, she appears every so often and just fucking hits me. She's
See.
crazy, but you don't argue with the professor.
Does she have a name beyond the professor?
Yeah. Katya.
Katya.
So, apart from knocking you out, she poses no real threat to your life.
Not to my life, no. She wants to see us succeed, and the best way she can come up with to do that is
He just points at this sort of rapidly swelling eye.
Ah, I see. In that case, I would recommend if we encounter again, we do not kill her. She is not someone you want dead
no. She tends to hold grudges.
for a very long
No.
time. Yes.
Do you have any idea of how to permanently remove a problem like that from your life?
I don't want to remove the problem. She's harmless.
Very well.
Plus, I know when my birthday is.
Is it your birthday then?
Apparently.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I would have gotten you a gift, but I didn't have any time to prepare. Is there a raven nearby?
There are crows.
We'll keep an eye out.
Ooh.
She sometimes
No.
does, supernumerary visits, but it's also birthdays.
Is there not a special bird that denotes birthday or celebration, or is it always the ravens then?
Ravens are symbols of caring from one life to the next. They protect against death,
Ah,
particularly.
I swear there was a
good birthday gift.
story like that in cleric school.
Yes, the Raven Queen.
Yeah. You one of hers?
No. I admire her work in a kind of broad sense, but I prefer...
Professional courtesy.
Indeed, indeed. She's not a big fan on the undead, though, unfortunately.
No.
Doesn't quite understand it, I think. Too many people have a fear of that for no reason.
Right, shall we get 2 cups?
Yes. Well, we should have our meeting and discuss things here before we go any further.
Does it look how busy is Spikebucks today, Ryan?
Spikebucks is still it's quite early, so there aren't many people sitting down, but there are people coming in to grab their pumpkin spikes.
Are we able to find somewhere where we won't be overheard in the
Roll me a perception.
Perception?
Yes, best thing I can think of. For,
Is that everyone or just Dagomir?
just have Dagomir do it.
You don't want me rolling. It might be a 1.
Chess piece.
Nice.
16.
Okay, yeah, you managed to find a table that seems like it's far enough back from the steady flow of people in and out of the door that you think you can have yourselves a little chat in relative privacy.
Okay. So, what do we want to...
At least it will be obvious if people are trying to listen in.
Sure. What do we want to do about this
Right.
whole thing then?
Can I keep an eye out in case people are
Yeah.
paying attention? Cool.
They'll need to approach in order to hear what you're saying, assuming that you're not, shouting at each other across the table.
A low voice.
I always speak in a low voice.
So where should we begin our? And I'll look around and then just say investigation.
Well, we clearly can't turn in the actual perpetrators.
We need to find someone to turn in.
Someone
people won't miss.
Someone deserving of the guild's ire.
The way I see it, there are 2 ways we can go with this. We find someone who is already dead, so, the heat won't come on them. Or we find someone who deserves to have the heat come on them.
Well, there is a long list of people in Baldur's Gates nobody likes. The Van Dampers, the Flaming Fist.
Who do you think the Thieves Guild would find most convenient or most believable to have done this?
Well,
Fists?
Fists have the means, but not necessarily the motive.
Why not the truth? Although a limited version of the truth.
I was just
Blame it on
thinking
the
same
Riverton
thing.
rats. They had motive. They employed us. We don't have to mention it was us who did it.
But when they go asking around, the Riverton rats will tell them it was us.
There's a slight mutually assured destruction at the moment.
Yes, I was actually thinking of going a slightly different route and blaming it on one of the people who were working there and say that they were trying to steal the inventory, unknowing that it was actually spark powder when it appears to have ignited and sort of evaporated them in the tunnels.
True. Or the alternative, we do not know if any of those guards just outside survived. If any of them have died, one of them could be a culprit. But then what evidence do we give that is not just hearsay, not just word of mouth for them to believe us?
They will want a person, somebody they can question, I
or
imagine.
Someone who is so high up they will not be able to question them.
Indeed. It's part of why I suggested Van Thamper. Very difficult to question the Duke. She has reason to want things in that warehouse. Perhaps she caught wind of it and decided to do something about it.
There is one other suggestion. There is a blood up for the Hell Riders in this city, no?
Yes.
We could always invent some Hell Riders.
But then other Hell Riders will take the heat.
Yes.
They're all part of the same. It also seems unlikely that the Hell Riders of all people would be stealing from a warehouse.
Indeed.
They would simply cleanse it.
The Flaming Fist might believe that, but the guild probably wouldn't.
What about the cult with the 3?
Ooh, one
They
of
could
them.
be,
They would
Yes.
certainly want the destruction that would come with
Oh.
Smoke Powder.
We
Hmm.
found we have evidence that they're selling that they are interrupting other cultist activities for something greater. We know that because someone, but we could say it's them, is selling off cultist trinkets.
What are the 3 aspects of the Cult of 3? It's murder, tyranny, and
tyranny and death.
just straight death.
Well, undead death specifically.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has the added advantage that if we say that they're planning something bigger, I mean, that's actually the truth from what we saw in the forest.
Your armor does have markings of Baal on it, does it not?
Yes.
Used to.
Yes, I've tried quite hard to get rid of them. I'm actually looking for new armor. The problem is, it was provided to me by my previous employer.
Well, the point is that you were wearing that armor when we were going in, were you not? If anyone saw that, that gives us enough evidence. And he does these like really slow quotes.
Could I have a perception check from everyone that isn't Zados, please? Yeah, all 3 of you get it. Part of his armor is missing.
Which bit?
One of the
The bit-
pauldrons.
You appear to be missing a bit of armor. Perhaps it fell off in this escape. You may have to sacrifice that piece and place it somewhere incriminating.
Yes. Just out of was it on there?
Now that it's pointed out to you, you don't
Yeah.
recall seeing it since you've been running around in the city. The last time you saw it was when you took it off in that warehouse.
Yeah, he did take it off in the way.
Didn't you buy new armor in the end when we were in the blacksmith?
No.
I mean,
But
if
I
you
mean,
just want to get the
Armor is easily changed. I think for now, unless someone else is investigating, it doesn't do us any benefit to frame it on someone like the 3. What does it buy us? In theory, we are the ones who did it, so therefore we know that no one's going to be coming after us at the moment.
If we can pin it on somebody, though, the guild may assist people outside as a favor.
my concern is that if we don't come up with a satisfactory explanation, that they will hire someone else, or they may well have already hired someone else.
Baal is a murderous god. He was not be above wanton destruction.
No. Well, again, if we say that they were trying to steal,
They learned of the smoke pattern. We're going to use it to kill far greater numbers.
who would be someone that the 3 would want dead in the city.
And everyone. They're not picky.
But like, who would cause mayhem and panic and more death?
The dukes, or any of the leaders of the Flaming Fist, or yes, any of those.
What if we concocted a plot that the Dead 3 were planning to, Guy Fawkes, one of the Flaming Fist leaders, and we locate a page, a lost scrap of paper detailing the movements of one of the Flaming Fist leaders.
A bit of forgery, yeah.
A little.
We would need to find, to make it believable, we would need to place it somewhere where the cult is already in power. So finding that would be useful.
unless we say that we found it at the warehouse.
You
I
don't
suppose
usually bring your plans for conspiratories to the place you're going to conspiratorially rob things.
That is true.
That seems like bad game design.
I mean, if we're, yeah, I could probably forge quite a convincing note. I've studied the.
I can get hold of a dead three holy symbol. That woman in the pawn shop had some.
Hmm.
If we find one of those, we burn it up a bit, make it look like it's been damaged by the fire. That we can find in the warehouse.
Yes, that's a good thing to do. Perhaps we should find where one of these cults are hanging out. Particularly the cult of Baal would be the most useful.
I think so.
I agree.
That was rather easy. But we should head to the warehouse anyways. But get a nice trinket from that woman.
Let us do that now.
But you need to lose your armor first.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
I could burn it off with acid if you like. It would get the mark away, but then it would be very obviously somebody had done that.
No, I'll
It's not the mark, it's the missing piece.
Ah,
Like a puzzle piece, it will fit together if someone
Even
has
though
already found it.
it is best not to
Yeah.
have it at the moment.
yes.
yes.
I will
And put it back at the Elsong Tavern.
Yep. Have you got an empty sack with you still, Sal? Or
I
Set.
do. It's currently empty, although I need to use it later.
Oh,
I have
Do
sex.
you clean that sack after you?
Oh,
Finish
no. No.
Just checking.
I have a clean one. Pull one of his sacks out of the backpack. Take that one. That is better.
how effective is your acid?
Fairly effective. Burns through bone.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that would be quite an efficient way to ensure
But,
the armor is never found.
ooh. But,
It feels like it's something that we can place somewhere to frame someone rather than
Yes.
destroy.
Yes. It's part of. I imagine if we find some location of the Dead Three, if we ravage it, as we are wont to do, some cult leader groups, no one's going to complain too much if a bunch of Baal cultists just end up dead. If we place the armor there as we're leaving.
Okay. Well, for now, I will take it off because if this is our plan, it's unwise that I
Indeed.
continue
What
to wear
is
it
the
any more than I already am.
what do the holy symbols of the cultists look like?
Baal is a skull with flames ringed around it. Actually, I think it's supposed to be blood red drops, but I'm never sure on that one.
Here's mine that I made earlier.
It looks a bit like this.
And the other two?
Merkel's. Trying to remember. Merkel is a triangle with a skull in the middle. And
I'll be right back whilst you guys are having your chat.
I believe Baines is a black silhouetted handprint.
Which of these is the easiest to... It's good to buy, better to make so no one can trace it back.
Ball is the most believable, but simple design. A skull with flaming eyes and red blood droplets around it. Some are more intricate than others.
I'm actually quite proficient at creating the Baal symbol. It was a requirement from my previous employer.
Was your previous employer Ball by chance?
I shift uncomfortably, but
You don't want to see a P-45 from the god of tyranny.
No, he was the god of murder.
yes,
So slightly better.
yeah,
Still in the realms of.
Yes, I was a paladin for Baal.
That's an interesting job change.
Yes, well, he did betray me and murder my family.
That's interesting. Lord of Murder, not usually the big and the betrayal.
No, that
That's
did
his-
come as a surprise, and
That's his friend's domain. I mean, he's stepping on toes here. He better watch out. Oh wait, he's dead. Sucks to be him.
So if we can make one of these symbols,
yeah,
then we burn it up a bit. We could say, look, your idiot searchers didn't find this the first time. It was in the mud.
Then we go looking for their.
Then we go looking for the cult to give it some verisimilitude.
I've made some modifications to my armor. How easily could you undo those modifications?
Extremely.
If we're going to the trouble of finding a group of Baal followers, why go to the trouble of forging the symbol in the first place? Surely one of them will have it on them.
We will be finding them afterwards.
Because we need to prove that we found a symbol before we find the cultists.
Yes. Find the symbol, pin it on them, then
Because
go investigate them.
You never know. Like the Baal cultists would, they would not necessarily dislike taking credit for mass murder.
Yes. On that point of mass murder, their target is likely to be an area of high population as well.
The refugees, probably. They have the highest and densest population.
Yes. Oh, yes, they were trying to sneak it onto a boat to get it out of the city to get it to the refugee camp. When it
Smoke powder, that's for buildings. That's how you take down a structure with people inside.
Yeah, but with the refugee camp, everyone's packed so close together. Several well-placed explosions.
But the tents would not compress the explosive force.
The bridge.
No.
Bridge. The
You-
bridge.
You'd use several barrels to herd them into a particular direction, and then use another one to detonate the place that you've moved.
So
towards.
we have them herding the refugees to the bridge, and then they blow the bridge up.
Yes.
It is plausible.
That's
It's-
good enough.
It's been done
So
before.
what, Zedos, what would these symbols be made of?
Well, I mean, bone would be a very good.
Then, do you fancy making a holy symbol of a rival god that we can desecrate?
I have no problem doing that, especially a dead god.
Excellent.
It was usually a rite of passage. Your first murder, you'd then forge it from the bones of your first killing.
So we make it, we break it, we rough it up, we burn it. Then we put it in mud, and then we find it in the mud.
Yeah.
Yes.
To really stick it to Baal, I'd prefer we find something that's already dead. I wouldn't.
Recycling.
Yes.
I'm not sure how fantasy a concept that is on second.
Need to find a bone big enough, though.
Well, what about?
Oh, I'll take the big steak off my eye. Is see,
There's a T-bone in there.
I mean, if that's not big enough, if you don't mind, what about that person that we found yesterday?
The thighs bones are useful for that kind of thing, quite dense. The skull, maybe, section of it. I could use that, I suppose. But I like his bones. They're nice and intact.
Can I see if there's a grocer anywhere nearby who just sell me like a hunk of meat with like a lamb shank or something?
A pig's head.
Pig's
That'd
head.
do.
While you're rolling for that, I take off my chainmail and I'll place it in the bag.
I'll nip out,
Clean.
sort of giving a wary eye to any eye-patched lab coat wearing women. But
If you're able to remove the modifications before we plant it, that would be useful.
Yeah, give him 2 hours and the forge should do it.
We'd need to pay the.
I got
Right.
it paid up to the end of the week, it's fine.
It's more that we shouldn't really have anyone see you altering armor that would then be found in a.
He's a busy guy.
We can pay more for him to go
I think
look away for a bit.
it is more suspicious to get him to ignore it.
Yes, that's a good point. I suppose if you're just working on armor, you were
That's what
creating a
I've been
piece
doing the last
yesterday.
days.
Yeah.
And I was already working on armor that they looted off occultists, though.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find a pig's head from a butcher's. They shouldn't think a lizard folk wanting weird bits of animal is too suspicious.
No, not at all, actually.
Just gnaw on it a bit.
I won't make you roll for it. Yeah, you can find yourself a butcher's, and I'll even say yes. They have a pig's head, which is when you inquire, they go, "I'm sorry, the only one we've got is this manky old thing that we're about to throw out because it's been a while." 5 silver?
5 silver.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'll give you 2 silver.
All right.
And that is generous, man.
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, yeah, I'll probably like how moldy is it?
It's the previous day was probably the last day they could have sold it to someone who actually would have wanted it.
Okay, so it might still be good for lizard folk stomachs, but
Lizard folks' stomachs probably able to handle it.
okay.
But
I'll
beyond
take
that-
it. I'll have it here, and then I'll walk back into Spikebox and just put a bloodied sack the size of a head on the table. Here you go.
Thank you. I just need to carve out the skull bit so that you can give it to my friend here, right? I'll need to use
Well, if we head to the blacksmith, that will at least provide you with a.
I may not appreciate the smell.
No, that's a good point.
You want to go to that funeral parlor?
Yes, that would be nice. I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yes, but what about going to the funeral parlor?
I see. You've made a joke.
That was wonderful.
Yes. Let's go then.
Well, I'll probably head to the blacksmith with Dagomir.
Yeah.
So we can edit the armor.
Elwin, where do you want to go?
I have no preference. Wherever I'm needed.
I
Doesn't
prefer.
seem like my skills are particularly needed at the moment.
I
Don't
prefer
want
not to go alone.
It's
Sure.
dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Thank you. I'll pop off to the funeral parlor.
So I just realised that I didn't put you guys on the map.
We're on the other thing.
Okay, so let's start with the just to reiterate, the 2 of you who are going to the blacksmiths, you're just getting yourselves a little use of the forge in a little area off to the side and
Just a workbench, yeah.
just a workbench. Yeah.
Tin snips, hammer, chisel, a couple of things like that. Yeah, and then I'll make the armor look Baal-esque.
Okay. Yeah. You can see where the alterations have been made to try and make it less barley.
Sure.
So you think you can probably do a decent job of restoring it. Could I please have a smith's tools check?
You certainly can. Is this the kind of thing that can be guidanced, or
Yes.
okay?
And let's roll this off wisdom, I think.
Am I able to assist to show him?
And you can have advantage with the assistance of Xenos.
Natural 20 and a natural 1 with the advantage.
I am not helping. I'll stand back.
Could you hold this for me? And I'll hand him a big hammer. just there.
Hold that away from me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Sen and Delwyn off to Candle Hallow's funeral arrangements. Let me just check to see if they have a
Website.
an entry in the Gazetteer. They do not have one there.
I've just realised it's spelled Candle Hallow, not Candle Hallow
Yes.
on the map.
Okay, as you approach, You see there is a rather dour-looking elf who says, "Ah, hello. Have you considered undeath insurance lately? Are you covered? There are various liabilities should your corpses commit post-death damages, and we would hate for your descendants to find themselves in poor financial circumstances due to this."
Oh, don't worry. When my corpse gets going walking around and doing whatever, my descendants will be in charge of it.
Bottle.
And I have no descendants to worry about.
So there we go. No, we're here to inquire about the use of your preparing facilities. And a second question, if you would. Have you seen anyone who looks like me with a person in a red cloak?
I think it would be a good idea if you were to step into the shop and speak to the matriarch. You're looking for a Leylena Candlehammer.
Leylena.
Yes.
Very well.
She is in the office at the moment, and I'm sure she would be more than happy to see. And there is a, eyes flick to Dell, and then just dismiss him, and then focus back on Sen. Certain interested parties might. Yep. Why don't you just go in?
Thank you. And then I'll walk in. Hopefully Dell's by me.
Yep.
I'll whisper to Dell as we go in. You still have that bone, the one that summons.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You may need it.
Very well.
So you walk in, and there is a counter there, and when you say that you're there to see Leylena,
Yep.
the looks like the gentleman on the desk looks like he's about to ask you something, and then takes a closer look at Sen and goes, "Ah, of course. Just head right on up. I'll she'll be expecting you." You see him pull a little rope.
Thank you. Head up. Hold a little rope.
And then, you head on up to a door at the top of some stairs, which is closed. Come in.
It's quick ominous knock there.
Thank you. I'll walk in.
You see sat behind a desk is a female moon elf.
Haley, purpley skin. Cool.
She has her fingers steepled in front of you. Come in, take a seat, close the door behind you.
Thank you. They squeak like that when I move them. It's really strange. I'll sit down.
So, another one of you's around, are you? I assume you're here for any wayward corpses that we may have no use for?
Well, not today, but perhaps later. I'm actually here to prepare a different skull of my own. But I do want to inquire about the other one of my kind you saw.
Yes, he was here. Last saw him maybe a year ago.
A year ago.
Yes. He had some odorous assistants.
Yes, a woman in a red cloak. Particular for their kind, yes. No hair on her head?
No, that was an illusion. Don't think you can get something like that past me.
I wouldn't. I'm not currently casting any illusions. Interesting. The other man seemed far more convinced of what he saw.
Well, I have certain abilities that allow me to see beyond. Roll a perception check, Sen.
Sure.
Dell can also roll at disadvantage.
Jesus. Be nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent office. Got a small shelf with some books on it. There are some papers strewn about the desk. There's probably a drawer that locks on her side. She's got a decent chair. You'd think that business is not bad overall.
You seem to be doing very well for a funeral parlor.
Oh, indeed, there are many people who care about the passing from this life into the next, and what can I say? Business has been good, especially these last 6 months. The
Lot of
poor,
death.
unfortunate people who meet a grisly end in Baldur's Gate, the number has increased, unfortunately.
Any particular area where there's been a lot of murdering?
Well, mostly in Lower City, but all around Lower City.
Nowhere specific then.
Not even sure of where the murders take place, just where we find the bodies.
Any specific locations? Just everywhere then?
Out of places that are a bit out of the way at first glance. So, no one sees where the bodies come from, but plenty of bodies.
I see. Back to the Dragonborn you saw. You said they were with a person who looked like they were, let's just stop beating around the bush, who looked like a red wizard. What did they actually look like?
A skeleton.
That makes a lot more sense and puts my mind more at ease. Very well. Why not just put a normal robe on them? The illusion's so...
Oh no, there was a normal robe on them. The illusion was to give this skeleton the appearance of flesh.
The red cloak, not a smart move. Red draws the eye. Browns or grays, that's where you want to be.
Oh, I completely agree, but this individual, who wouldn't give his name, was wanting to draw upon the name of the Thayan wizards.
That seems a stupid thing to do this far west. What happened to them, out of curiosity? Did you hear anything?
Didn't hear much, no. I assume that as he was pulling upon the name of the Thayan wizards, that they heard, I just assumed they heard about it and addressed their grievances to him.
There is a Thayan consulate here, isn't there? Somewhere. Perhaps. Well, I don't think any of my people would have done that. That seems rather silly. Anyways, besides that, thank you for answering my questions. Might I inquire, I have a head I need cleaned, that I use your facilities for a amount of gold.
Tell you what, I will allow you to use it for free. In exchange,
Splendid.
In exchange, should you come across any corpses that you are not likely to use for your own ends, make sure that they come this way. I have uses for them.
Well,
of course, this is strictly between us, yes?
I would prefer... I do not... my own beliefs will not allow me to do such a thing. I would prefer to just simply pay you. I do not know what necromancers here will do to corpses and how they will treat them.
Necromancy? Heaven forbid, no.
Indeed.
I am merely trying to make sure that all parts are used. Let me just Oh, okay, actually you've got
That moment when necromancy is probably the more comforting option of what she's going to do with it.
Yeah, weirdly, yeah.
Necromancy, just bony guys walking about.
She's difficult to read. She's given you no indication that she's lying.
No, but she's not giving us any case. She's like, it's like we can't get a read on her, kind of thing. I'm sorry, I can't abide by that. May I just pay you? I only need your facilities for a short time.
Very well.
Thank you. How much do I owe you?
Deal with the clerk at the front desk.
Very well. So go down. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
If I have need of your corpses, I may come back. Yeah, I'll leave and go to the clerk. How much to use your facilities?
Oh, right, the facilities. How long are we talking in size?
An hour and about a head size worth. Maybe slightly larger than a normal creature.
Call it a silver.
Very well. Here. Silver. And then I go into a repairing room, leave Delwyn outside, and just... It doesn't... A skull doesn't take long.
No, you do the thing, and you come back out.
Yep, pig skull in hand. All clean.
That simultaneously took more time than I was expecting and less time than I was expecting.
There was a very useful video from Mike Rowe on Dirty Jobs on how to do this.
You've mentioned this one before.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I do need to look that up.
When we discussed that it might be cutting it a little bit close to Rich's pineapples.
Yeah.
That's an odd way to phrase that. I might phrase that differently in future.
Get your hands off my pineapples.
Interesting hypothetical. What is an anti-pineapple? Like a guava? It's something you love to have in a game.
I don't think it's a pineapple. It has to be like because it's like bromic acid. No, bromelain. Bromelain in the pineapple makes your mouth hurt. So it would have to be something that aloe vera.
Hello.
Aloe vera. There you go.
Who's Vera? Old joke.
Very old. Yeah, that once the pig set's done, I'll come back. Maybe, because I could cut a bit, like a circle out of the skull, and that's all we really need. So I could do that, and then I can just hand that off and be done. Okay, done.
Okay, yep.
Meet back up.
Can I speak to the blacksmith?
Go ahead.
Because he's still. Are you still selling? Are you still selling armor?
I can do, yes. What are you after?
If you, I believe, if you remember, I was pondering about switching out to some lighter gear. Perhaps a chain shirt.
Yes, I believe we've got a chain shirt knocking about.
How much would you be selling that for?
It's a very good question.
It's 50 gold pieces in the book. So add or subtract as required.
Well, probably looking at about 50 gold pieces.
Okay. I have a short sword here that I actually no longer require. Would you be interested in that to bring the price down slightly?
Question I've got is the short sword.
Yes.
Where did you obtain it from? Out of character.
It was bought brand new from a
Alon's dancing act.
Yes.
Traded it for 2 shield.
Yes, because I thought I needed it and I got the stats wrong. My bad.
No worries. Oh, this is one of mine, I think. Yeah, sure. Still looks unused. Yeah, I'll knock 10 gold off the price for it.
Okay, cool. I'll hand you 40 gold.
Cool.
Cool. And I need to remove that. And I need to remove that. I need to add that.
Okay, so you've gotten your pig skull, and you the others have gotten the rebarled armor.
Cool.
I'll have like dimple embossed all the holy like the ball insignia in, and like tried to like rust it up a bit as well.
You got a natural 20.
Hmm.
It looks more Zados, when you look at it, it looks more barley than it was than it did when you first got it.
I am pleased and appalled in equal measure.
Yeah, even before we leave the shop, even before we leave the workbench, I'm just going to put it wholesale into the
sack.
into the sack, and into the back.
All right, you guys meet up again. What are you looking to do? So I'm assuming you guys meet up again.
I think it's yeah.
Yep. I hand the skull fragment in the circular form over to Zados. Here, you're the expert.
Cool.
Is that is that just like the skull as opposed to the?
It's a blank circle, basically.
Cool. Can I finish constructing it into the symbol of Baal?
Yeah, you can do. Are you wanting to do this yourself, or are you just wanting to mark it out for someone else to do?
I mean, that would have been one of the things that I've done before, but yeah, I'll take a deep breath and do it myself. Yeah, I'm very unhappy, but yeah, I'll do it myself.
Okay, give me a dexterity. Give me a raw dexterity roll.
Cool. 19.
Don't get much better.
We are some crafty, like as I say, craft happy people right now.
And in a
are.
minute, you're going to be very crafty as well, aren't you? Okay, yeah. You have a very. You have something that's very noticeably a holy symbol of Baal.
Okay.
I look visibly pained by the experience.
Hey, don't worry. It's okay. Let's destroy it now.
Yes.
Yeah,
That would
Zados,
make me
you
very-
probably should feel a little bit disappointed in yourself that you did such a good job.
Yeah, I'm. As I
Will
say,
it make you feel better to go and put it in the forge?
oh yes, I've wanted to do this for a very long time. I will be slightly too keen and go to physically place it into the forge.
Tongs.
Tongs, yes. Okay.
Safety first.
Big gloves if you couldn't get them.
Cool. With the tongs into the forge, as if I'm like literally burning Baal's face.
Yeah, you just shove it right in there. It's like, presumably Dagomir gets on the bellows to get it really super hot as well.
Yeah. You scrape it against the side there.
Cool. Scrapey. I'll periodically pull it out to check that we're not completely destroying it, so that while burned, it's still recognizable.
Yeah.
Okay, for this, give me I think it's just a raw d20.
Can I assist?
Sure, roll it with advantage. Why not? 12.
It's added them together.
No, it's an 8. It's an 8 and a 12.
Yeah. No, it's because I saw the 20. I was like, what?
Question: smoke powder. Does it have a similar like scent to gunpowder and like cordite, like the sort of the sulfurs and the methyl groups and the?
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that gunpowder is inert.
Yeah.
I'd say it's got more of a smoky flavour to it.
Okay. Would we be able to find things that would give it the strong scent of smoke powder?
Give me a I think survival. check. I'll put that on my ass.
5. Is that worth my inspiration point? We could get nothing from it. Yes, it's worth my inspiration point. It was not worth my inspiration point.
It was not.
I mean, 9 is better than 5.
Yeah, but it's still not great.
Well,
Anybody else know?
Good thing that the entire plan doesn't hinge on it, right?
What? If he's asking us, does that mean we can make a check?
No, I'm afraid you'll need to come up with something different to do to it. But
Okay.
Zados has
Oh, I know what we can do. Brandy. We could soak it in brandy. Because there was burning brandy, like Christmas pudding stuff,
Yeah.
still comes up with a very strong smell.
Yeah, the brandy was in the
Get
place.
hold
Yeah.
of with high explosives.
Yes.
I'm reliably informed.
Well, I mean, we're literally staying at a bar.
yeah.
I mean, I could dash
Sure
back
thing.
and buy a bottle of their. It was fine brandy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very nice brandy. Why would they bother smuggling not nice brandy when you can buy not nice brandy anywhere?
True.
So we only need a small amount of it, though. Not even.
It's my birthday though, so we got at least a reason why we would be buying fine brandy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yes, that is a perfect cover-up. We probably should still get to the warehouse during the day.
Yes, but we do need to find it there in case anyone asks.
Yes.
Yeah.
About what time is it now, Ryan?
Probably after all that, probably about lunchtime.
Let's go back for lunch then.
Say about
Go back
12:30.
for lunch. Yeah, we'll have a liquid lunch.
I want a strawberry milkshake and 4 pints of Jägermeister.
Brandy. Brandy.
Slight diversion here. Have any of you seen Unemployed Wine Guy on YouTube?
Can't say
No.
I have, no.
He is a guy who reviews awful drinks. He's like a sommelier who is of late unemployed, and it's fucking amazing. Yeah, he's just having sort of slight mental breakdowns. I'll put a link in the Discord. Yeah. To the Elf Song Tavern.
Okay, yeah, you head to the Elf Song Tavern, and you sit down and have yourself a bit of lunch, order some brandy.
Yeah. What's the nicest stuff they have, and how much is it going to cost?
Ooh, the nicest brandy they have, probably about
Yeah, just
10
for a small glass, which would be enough to just dip it in and soak.
For the birthday boy. Sen will say it like that.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. I hadn't originally
How
planned
much-
for it to be Dagomir's birthday. That was kind of an offhand comment, but I'm now going to have to go into his character sheet in D&D Beyond and raise his age by 1. I'm 20 today. Done.
God, it doesn't tell me how much nice brandy is. Anyway, it's easy for me to get to. So, say 2 gold for a glass.
Okay, fine, yeah.
Oh, you said the nicest brandy they had. And
Yeah,
this
it's
is
okay.
a relatively upmarket tavern.
Yeah.
Relatively.
Okay, yeah, then we will... Should we take lunch up in our rooms so it won't be suspicious when we dunk a burnt holy symbol into this glass of expensive brandy?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, you take your food up to your rooms,
Dunk.
glass, holy symbol, and then do you light it on fire? Do you light the brandy on fire as well?
We'll leave it to soak for a bit to get it sort of into the pores of the bone, and then might as well burn off the excess. That'll help with the smoky flavour.
Yeah.
Really.
And then
brings
you put your
about-
hand over the top to cause it a vacuum seal, and then
Well,
I mean, yeah, I've got no issue with that. I paid 2 gold for brandy. I'm definitely drinking it, whatever the fuck's been in it. That's actually still remarkably good.
That's good.
flavored with aged, burned.
Apricot and pig. Apricot and pig in there. Mm.
And coal. Don't forget coal. Really
And
brings
some-
out that charcoaly flavour.
And some chemicals. Don't worry about those.
I won't.
Yeah, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I will when I can find the button. 6.
You know it's not that.
That'll be the
Well, actually,
chemicals.
With a 6. And okay, you're not hurling from the alcohol. You're hurling from everything together.
So it's apricot
But
and
it
peach
tastes
and
just as
just
nice.
a touch of formaldehyde.
It tastes
Still
quite.
worth it.
It tastes quite nice coming back the other way, anyway. So you know.
Outstanding. Okay. Okay, so now we have a brandy-soaked, partial burned, holy symbol of Baal that we can use to frame some fuckers.
Okay, can I please have another raw d20 roll?
Everyone, or
No, just one of you. Whoever lit the thing.
Who wants to take it?
Sure, why not?
Go.
uh,
Use my inspiration on that.
I hope
Please.
so.
well,
Yeah, you
it
can use your
depends.
inspiration on that.
What are we rolling for? Out of curiosity, is low good.
No, it's
Yay!
okay. After it burns, you look at it and go, "Oh shit, we ruined it. It looks nothing like it." Hang on,
Scrape.
tap it. Yeah, you tap it, and some of it comes where it's like, "Oh, phew, we've not ruined it. This looks amazing now."
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
And you can actually still smell the strong brandy scent coming off it as well.
Nice.
You think
Okay.
you think with that last roll, it's probably a pretty good job. Probably about as good as you're going to get it, considering the 2 rolls that came before.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to clear the scent of brandy from the room.
Okay.
Right, should we go to the docks then?
Let's do it.
Okay, so you head down into Brampton,
Yep.
and strange enough, you know exactly where to go to find this burned down
Okay.
warehouse.
They'll go and ask directions. Plausible deniability.
That's true. So we purposely stopped to ask for directions to cause people to believe that we don't know where we're going.
Smart. Okay, yeah, you're given directions to. Oh yeah, that explosion. Oh yeah, that was just down that road there, and around the corner. And yeah, you get to the area.
On a scale from 1 to Elturel, how much crater is?
Probably looking at a solid 2, maybe a 3. Well, actually, less solid.
A finely particulated 2 or 3. Are there any guards around, like Flame Fist or?
Okay, so there are some toughs around.
Yeah.
Who appear to be poking through the rubble.
Yeah, one of them.
So you've got the site of the warehouse, which is mildly cratery, but also been filled in by rubble. You've then got where that tunnel that you used to get in and out was. That's collapsed in on itself. So there is a nice big divot in the alley, running to the the partially collapsed building that was next door.
Mm.
It's no longer partially collapsed.
It's fully collapsed.
Yes.
I'll cast guidance on myself. Just hand on the chest piece, and then yell over to the toughs.
Hey, you! You what?
Hey, what?
Yeah, I'll sort of beckon over and sort of go a bit conspiratorial and lean in and say,
Terina told us to help investigate this place. What happened here?
All right, yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to hand you through all this shit?
Yeah. Keen said you'd be coming, so let's
What
get to it.
What do you know happened here?
Well, someone apparently, so unbeknownst to our glorious leader, the boss of Brampton had been smuggling in smoke powder.
Fuck.
Right.
In what?
Say that again.
That's in what? That's volatile shit. You don't want to pack that in anything flammable.
Oh, it was just not sure, but have a sniff. You could faded
Fine.
a bit. It's faded a bit now, but you can probably still smell. It smells like booze.
Strong.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was this place guarded?
Yeah. Apparently no survivors. Apparently they were inside when it happened.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And,
the worst thing is, whoever did this also took out the ship that the Brampton boss was on at the time.
It was okay.
No. No.
Okay.
She's alive. Very badly burned.
And quite annoyed, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You got any suspects?
Not right now. I'm just a digger.
You and me both, my friend.
You probably want to speak to this job's foreman.
Yeah. Can you show me? Point me out.
Yeah, she's just over there by the water at the table.
Anyone we recognise?
No, you see the most boring woman in the world.
That's immediately suspicious.
So you see a woman. She's got mousy coloured hair. Kind of pale grey, blue, maybe slightly green eyes. Maybe they're hazel. I don't know, it's just
I'll say to the dude, what's your name?
me. Oh, I'm Tony.
Tony. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Dagomir.
Pleasure. I'm just gonna get back to digging.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll head over to talk to the boss, I guess, then.
Okay. Yeah, this woman is fairly nondescript.
Terina sent us to help with the work. Tony said you were the right person to talk to.
I am indeed. Yes. So I'm given to understand that you're an interesting mix of people. She looks around at the four of you. I can see that. You got varying skills and things, right? Maybe you can help us make sense of some things here.
I have both a set of skills and this shovel.
And I will hold up my shovel.
I'm very good at digging.
Has
My,
your
you're a
team,
tall one.
Thank
has your
you.
team finished sifting through the wreckage?
No. They've mostly focused on the on the warehouse. We've found a couple of bodies. Don't think we found all of them yet, but
Okay. Well, is there a sector you'd like us to work on? You know
Well,
how
we've
they got
got-
in.
not sure yet. I'd assume magic or the tunnel.
Tunnel? Is that that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, should we make a start there?
Sure you can if that's what you feel is best. I mean, I've got plenty of diggers. If all you guys are going to be doing is digging, then I don't really see what the point of you being here is. I'm hoping you've got more to bring to the table.
We can
Yeah.
dig with magic and we can find magic.
Okay, finding magic probably more helpful.
Is this mostly like at this point like loose earth essentially, and just like digging through it and like I said, in rubble basically as well?
It's mostly rubble. There's a lot of rubble
Yeah.
From the building. Yeah.
because you took. I mean, if you'd have not taken some of the smoke powder out, then there would likely be no rubble. It would just be crater, and the rubble would be everywhere else.
Raining
Everywhere else.
down upon Powder's
However, because you took most of it out, it kind of just took out the foundations of the building, and the building collapsed in on top.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll let you know if we find anything.
Yes.
Please do.
Okay.
Can I just have quick perception checks, please?
Sure. 17.
17.
Okay.
That's
23.
20.
18.
It's been a polarizing day today, lads.
I mean, all of you would have gotten it, but I'm going to say that with a natural 20, that Zados is the first one who sees it. It seems like there is a small box on the side of the table. A small crate with interesting things in it, and there appears to be a familiar pauldron inside it.
I mean, like, is it like evidence box essentially?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sort of openly on display.
I mean, the box itself, you can't really see into it unless you are like right there.
I mean, are we right there?
You are right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like she's she'd
Detective.
know. She'd be able to know. Well, it's obvious that it's obvious if people are looking into the box.
So we're
Is-
glancing as we go by, and we see.
Yeah, you glance as you go by and you see it.
These are things you found in the wreckage.
Yeah. Couple of
will,
things in here. Some of them might have been from the guards. Some of them might have been from the intruders. We've not
Okay.
sorted through it yet.
I'm going to cast a detect magic spell just to double check. Okay.
By all means.
I'll bet Mag's ritual.
It'll
Okay.
take a little time.
All right. Whilst you're spending the 10 minutes doing that, what are the rest of you up to?
Sen is using mold earth to move what bits he can out of the way. He's kind of trying to, like, allow somebody, because the way he's moving the earth around, it's like he's turning earth over and over and over again. So he's like trying to get the other, is like nudging them and go, put it in there.
Yeah.
I'll
Can I-
be clearing a space next to him and making a show of also casting ritual casting detect magic.
And I will wait till I'm confident that I'm out of sight lines of people before.
I will say, Izidos, take the shovel.
And I'll throw him the shovel and also bardically inspire him.
So yeah, I'll make sure I'm blocked from sight, and then secretly place it into the dirt. I'll sort of push it in, so that it sort of got rubble back on it. I'll sort of rebury it and then dig it back up again.
Okay. Ooh. Can I please have a deception roll?
Possibly. And then a d6 as well, isn't it? 18.
It's not bad.
It's a solid roll.
Can we help in any way?
Yeah, like are we, as we're doing this, like kind of like mold earthy met, because like
That's
he
a good
has
point.
control.
Okay, I'll say that you can roll with advantage, with the other two helping.
I'll take the 15.
Yeah, I might.
So you'll have
18.
the 18 total, which
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Good roll.
and then the other one. Ooh. Okay. As soon as you dig it up,
Yep.
she looks up. What's that you got there?
That
I don't know yet.
appears to be.
Some kind of insignia, I guess.
Bring it over.
Okay.
Like it comes along on the dirt, just like a little
Did
caterpillar.
You managed to put it in, cover it, and then as you were pulling it out.
okay.
When she noticed when we were pulling it out.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yes.
Which is what's
Your detect magic has started. Is gone up by this point.
And what do we detect?
Is there anything in the box that is magical out of interest?
No.
No, that's fair enough.
There's nothing magical in here. What is give? May I have a look at it?
Hang on.
I'll-
I will say to the
Give it to me first.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll hand it to her.
Yeah.
And now, ooh,
Cheers.
she goes, motherfuckers. You wanted to have a look?
Please.
I'll look at it and see if I can detect any magic on it genuinely. It'd be more worrying if the answer is yes. But like I will do it as if I am actually genuinely.
You do not detect any magic on there.
It's
That's
all
good.
symbol. Has no magic, but it would be used as a focus for divine spells. You recognize this symbol?
It's, the skull.
This is barlight, is it not?
Yes.
The
Yes.
can I see the box again, please?
Go ahead.
I will make a show of sort of casting guidance on myself again.
What do your guards wear? Armor wise.
It varies depending on what they've got, but mostly it's leather armor.
Leather armor.
This
I'll hold up the pauldron.
this is barlight armor. I am an armorer. It is one of the skills I can bring to bear, I suppose. But this is cultist armor.
Okay, roll. You're not technically lying, but you are being untruthful. Roll your choice of persuasion or deception.
They are the same. But how is what way I want to go with it? I think persuasion, because I can get other people to back me up later on.
Can I assist?
Okay, roll with advantage.
14.
Don't like that roll. For this to work, she kind of has to believe us. Can I use my? Can I get you to use my inspiration point to roll again?
If you so wish.
Easy come, easy go.
I fought
14.
these people before. I recognize the craftsmanship. It's shitty, but it works.
Do any of your guards wear this armor?
No, they do not.
Yeah.
You take this, we'll go back and see if we can find anything else, no?
Sure, yeah. Keep working.
We'll
I'll.
keep digging.
Can I
have
insight
a
check
think.
this woman?
I also would like
Is
to.
it to like, is she believing us, or is she like starting to call guards over and that kind of shit?
Sure, roll insight.
16.
17.
She she's not actively disbelieving you yet, as far as you can tell.
Well, we just need to let the
But
the mistrust mellow.
Yeah. Like you've uncorked the mistrust, but you've got to let it breathe for 30 minutes.
Excellent.
So can we spend some time just like basically looking around using magic to look at things? Like, give it some time before we reveal the armor.
Sure.
Later.
Do we?
Perception
I thought the plan
roll.
was to plant the armor sometime later,
Yeah, we
like
don't
to
have,
frame
Oh
someone
yeah,
else.
yeah. It's true.
yeah, we don't have the armor with us.
Perception check.
For one thing, that armor is now freshly reforged, so
Yeah, that's
it
true.
won't look like it's had a building fallen on it.
Because apparently Zados is taking amphetamines today.
Okay, yeah, you see you see when she thinks no one is watching, she's looking at the sorry, Zados is the only one who sees this. When she thinks no one is watching, she's picked up the Baal symbol and sniffed it and gone, and you see her tapping the table and thinking.
I'll call over to Tony.
Hey, Tony, you know any good places to get food around here?
Yeah, there's well, I mean, it's a shame you weren't here earlier because you missed the sandwich lady. Just walks along the dock selling sandwiches from a cart.
Fair enough. Okay, never mind.
Oh no, you got to keep an eye out for the sandwich lady. She's this little purple tabaxi selling tiger bread to the sandwiches. It's lovely. It's amazing.
Rubs his jaw. But he got backhanded with the front of a hand.
Any of the people who eat those sandwiches, do they ever report strange feelings? Just curious.
No, they well, I mean, they're just super nice sandwiches.
So she got her
Gives them the
PhD
pep to get through the rest of the day sometimes.
So she got her PhD in evil mad science and has now moved on to a master's degree in deliciousness.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Like I genuinely think like the best thing we can do is genuinely continue to investigate, because worst case scenario we find nothing. Best case scenario we can hide some evidence.
Yeah.
Like if we find anything else, then
Yeah.
Sure.
we can do the rest of the day.
Can I please have
Okay,
investigation rolls from everybody?
Can I look for something very specific?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if any other bits from my armor have fallen off.
Okay,
So I-
investigation roll for you as well, please.
and
Having
and
worked
now I've got the
that set
checks.
of armor, would I be able to tell if there was anything missing bar that pauldron?
You may roll with advantage then, Joe, if you're looking for the same thing specifically.
Sure, why not? I will stay with my 13.
The amphetamine come down can be a harsh mistress.
Okay, Sen, you find some acid splattered rocks.
They all of a sudden become unacided. They get buried deep in the earth.
You find some lizard scales that I presume go the same way.
Yep. Just as far as they can go. Till they hit like bedrock.
That'd be about Y2.
Yeah, about Y2. She... Oh, jeez.
You see, if you really want to find incriminating evidence, you should mine about Y12.
Yeah,
Y12 or Y13. That's where the chunks most often spawn incriminating evidence.
Yeah.
Back in 2 seconds.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Well, you spend a bit more time dealing with all that.
Yeah.
I think we'll wait for Mike to come back.
Sure.
Whilst we do, I'm actually going to go and grab some birthday cake.
Nice. See, that's the thing. Having us investigate our own crime scene means that if we leave any trace evidence either time,
Yeah.
just attribute it to this time.
Yeah. When we were there investigating.
This seems like such a good idea now. Would anyone care for a little wager on how it will take us in character before we regret these
As
decisions?
long as we make sure that all bodies, particularly the heads, are destroyed, they can't ask anyone shit.
Well, I don't think we were even really seen, were we?
No. But no, I don't think we were. We didn't have a fight. We broke in quietly.
Like, they heard noises.
Yeah.
No one, and the only time that anyone saw anything of any of us, which was when I was in a massive hood and sort of drunkenly stumbled up.
Yeah.
But there have got to be a lot of people with tails in thick fog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as an interesting side note, I was at Ryan's a while ago because he's in our bubble, and we were doing we were talking about the heroic chronicle, and I said, "Okay, tell you what, you've got dice over there," because we were sitting on the sides of the room. Roll me 2d100 because the heroic chronicle says I should have 2 allies, and he rolled 93 and 96, which was Werebear and Rakshasa. It's like, cool, gotta put those in the backstory then.
Holy shit. Okay, no.
Because, like, if you were handed Werebear and Rakshasa by your DM, that's not a gift you spurn.
No, it isn't.
I've returned to find someone stole my chair.
I saw him jump up about 4 seconds before you walked on camera.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at him while he did it.
He waited.
Yes, and he was shouting the entire time because he wants attention. Okay, so yes, you spend a bit more time burying leads.
Falsifying evidence.
Falsifying evidence. Yeah, could I...
We all went to the Donald Trump school of fraud. But we listened.
No, we're much better at it than that.
It's true. No. Donald Trump wouldn't actually fund the school himself. He'd just hire other people to do it, and that's fine.
Yeah, but the end result would still be a bad job.
Possibly. Oh, that's true.
This is good cake. Thank you, Mike.
Right. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Yeah, I was too full to eat this yesterday. Anyway, so yes, you spend a bit of time at the scene of the crime. It's probably going to take you the rest of the day.
That's not a bad use of a day, to be honest.
Yeah.
Can I keep an eye out to see if the foreman lady if she looks like she's reached a conclusion and wants to speak to us.
Yeah. That's good.
Also, if any of the other diggers dig anything up, I will offer to go over and debt match on stuff again for the sake of argument.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you detect magic a couple of things. You do. They find some bodies.
Yeah.
They're the tufts that you caught glimpses of.
How
There is.
discreet are they?
Oh, they are unrecognizable
In bits or
in bits.
that's all right.
Bear in mind though that it's not just the dig site that is of interest.
The ship.
The ship as well. Yes.
Actually, yeah, can I go investigate the ship? Because I've never actually seen it before. Obviously, I don't say that out loud, because I've never seen it.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
You can go and look at the
is-
ship.
Well, I mean, is there a ship to actually investigate, or is it's sunk, presumably, at this stage?
Do the dredging, pulling bits up from the ocean, maybe.
Yeah,
Well, you can see at the point where the dock used to be, you can see the prow of a ship sticking out of the water.
can I investigate that area, please?
Well, bit tricky as as it's not much. You can see the figurehead sticking of the ship
Oh, okay.
sticking out of the water.
I don't need to breathe. I can go under the water for a while.
Oh, yeah, you'd be perfect for that.
Oh,
You want me
might-
to?
you
I'll
might
call
actually
it the foreman.
you-
You want me to dredge the bottom?
Please, yeah, you might actually be of some use.
I'm aggrieved. I won't say I'm aggrieved. I'll just sort of nod and yeah.
Bear in mind
Yeah.
that what you've done so far, her mooks, you've not done anything that her mooks couldn't have done.
Couldn't do. Sure. Yeah, I'll doff my armor and pack and stuff and leave them with Zados, and then slip into the water. I could hold my breath for 15 minutes. So
Okay, yeah, you good cake. You head into the water, and you can see that it seems like the ship is kind of intact. I mean, a big hole was blasted in the side of it,
sure.
and then the smoke powder that was in there then exploded. So,
Yeah.
But by that point, the water dampened the thing. So, when I say it's intact, there are two halves of it.
Yeah.
But
It's
those,
been
but those
blown
halves are
into pieces,
yes,
but the pieces are sizable.
yes.
Okay. Debt match should still be up. So anything pinging?
Uh,
I'll sort of wind in and out of the ship pieces and search along the riverbed.
Sure. Yes. Good. Where am I looking? That's where I'm looking. Okay. Yes. You do find detect magic does ping something.
Okay. I'll get a little closer and investigate.
Okay. Yep. You find a severed hand wearing a ring.
Okay. I'll stick the hand into one of my sacks and just tie it to my belt.
Okay.
From memory, there shouldn't be anything here that will incriminate us, is there?
Technically
Mhm.
on the ship, it just blew up because we
Yeah.
threw something at it.
You find a couple more rings actually.
More rings?
Yeah. Say, roll a d6.
1.
You find 2 magic rings.
Okay. I'll stick them all in the bag. Any more sort of bodies or body parts?
There are the occasional body part. You find one poor soul who was not killed in the explosion, but was
Yeah,
but was pinned.
Am I able to get him out?
I don't think he's going to make it.
Can I please have a athletics check?
Certainly can. 22.
Yeah, you can free the pinned guy.
Okay. I'm assuming the tissue is bloated enough that he's not floating now.
Mm-hmm.
After 4 days, I'm going to gently push him off downstream. Okay. Inside the ship, is there any like living quarters or anything, or like a study or a chamber or a desk or anything?
Yeah.
Go in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Look
this
for
was
valuables?
quite this was in the aft section,
Would be. Yeah.
and quite high up, so as far from the smoke powder, but still on the ship as you could get.
This will be furthest to the riverbed if it's gone like that.
It's
Or like that.
so the figurehead was pointing towards land,
Yeah. So it's furthest out into the river.
so it's furthest out into the river. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Have a search around in the sort of study or captain's cabin kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything that looks worth taking.
Give me an investigation check.
I will look first with detect magic. Anything pinging?
No.
Okay, then I'll cast guidance on myself and then use investigate. That will be an 11.
No, you don't find anything.
Okay, that's fine. I can always come back and have a look. But yeah, I will. Can I look at the rings I found?
Mm-hmm.
Do they look like the same ring?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will swim up to surface, like a crocodile surfacing onto the side of the wharf. Heave myself out and then sort of stomp over to the foreman lady, four person,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Well, the body parts, nothing of value except these," and I'll sort of plump the hand and the 2 rings in the sack onto the desk.
Yeah, she opens up the sack and has a look and goes, "Okay."
Hmm.
Ties the sack back up.
Don't know what they are, but they're magic. Other than that, no evidence. Nothing I could see. The ship blew from the inside, but that could probably just be fire spreading through the ship.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're just about done here for the day.
Okay.
Got any thoughts?
Done. Yes. Do you have any leads we might follow up on?
The fun part of our skills is if you do have ideas of who we can find for this.
Yes, we're much better at that side of things.
I'll confirm something and then I'll let you know through Tarina.
We'll be at the Elfsong Tavern. As
I
will
know.
Dorina, I imagine.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Ah, a good day of digging. Usually I dig deeper holes and then put things in them. Taking them out is interesting. That's a new.
Right. Pub.
Yes.
Pub.
Okay.
I wonder if she'll sing again.
That seemed like out of character. That seemed like that went reasonably successfully.
Yeah.
I'm slightly aggrieved that I didn't get to find out what the rings were, but I think handing them over was the best decision because handing over magic items
Gives us
Does-
an air of
must
credibility.
get you some kind of brownie points. You know what I mean? With an organization, if you might be deemed more trustworthy if you willingly give something up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Back to the pub.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right, give me a second here. Okay, yep. So you head back to the pub. It's
Yes.
Early evening now, and yeah, the pub is doing its usual reasonable level of trade.
I guess we just wait around to see if somebody comes up to speak to.
Tarina?
Yeah.
How did the funeral parlor go?
Well,
Ask.
it turns out that one of my kind was here quite a while ago, but was not with a red wizard as I initially thought. It's just masquerading with a skeleton. Oh, I should have asked if the skeleton had any carvings in it. Oh well.
You can always ask another day.
I can.
So no Thean wizards, just Dragonborn wizard with a skeleton.
Yes, that's relatively normal.
Okay.
Well, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot to do until we get
Yeah.
word back, basically. So
Yeah.
Did you
I
want to
mean-
try another attempt to contact the refugees? Given how well our last attempt went.
I will say something along the lines of,
My issue is the bow I have is not powerful to get the arrow. Powerful enough to get the arrow off the wall. I'll need something bigger. I do not have, and it's expensive.
How big is your message?
It is a slip of paper.
I can send it across via animal.
Oh, definitely then. Hey, how so?
I can contact the spirit animals and enlist their help.
Is the message able to be intercepted?
Well, it's a piece of paper and it's an animal, so if someone shoots it down, I don't think your message will get very far, but it's just going to be an animal.
Okay,
How likely are they going to be shot down?
we should
a
wait
thought.
until late at night to do that. But yes, it is a good idea. What forms of animal can you summon to do this for you?
Any number? For those that can fly over the wall, would probably be a hawk or a bat or an owl.
If it's night, bat seems the most.
We could send it up high enough out of bowshot that they couldn't bring it down if they wanted to.
They will be fey, not a real one.
Okay.
yeah. Do I still have the coded message I gave to Dimitri?
I mean, I managed to recover it in the previous session.
Then yes.
So.
I can't remember what it says. Like we are working on. Yeah. It was something along the lines of we've made contact with our friend. With our mutual friend, we are working on a solution to the supply problem or something similar.
And it was
Just-
encrypted using a cipher that.
Yeah, it was an Ottendorf cipher based on the little holy text that he and I carry.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to need a roll the way that you've described it. So I'm happy for it to fly over the. I'm happy for that message to have been delivered.
Could we add an addendum to? Could I write in something else in it?
Can they reply with a message with your spell? Or
If they are quick, I have an hour round trip time.
it's hardly it's not a long way to the refugee camp.
I'll say, yeah, if you're quick, you can use by message. Or I don't know if you'd have enough time to write a message, code it, and send it back within an hour, and for it to get all the way back.
You'd have to decode the message as well.
Yeah, I will. What I will add is have a reply ready for the next message we send, because if he has it ready to send, it can probably make it. And then I'll say, if you get this message, light 3 signal fires in the shape of a triangle or something. Something that I can see from inside the city if I climb a building. See what I mean?
Yeah. Problem is that most of the buildings are not higher than the walls, unless you were to go up into the upper city, and you can't do that during night.
Sure. Okay. What could I?
Whilst you have a ponder,
Yeah.
whilst you're all killing time in the tavern, you can overhear a couple of patrons talking about current events.
Ooh. Rumors.
Yes.
Tavern rumors are my favorite flavor.
One person says, "I'll bet my last copper piece those so-called refugees are advanced scouts for an army that's preparing to attack Baldur's Gate." That is a rather surly man with an eye patch.
Yeah.
The Flaming Fist is decapitated. The captains have already started bickering over who should be in charge with older Ravengard gone. What? That's an older gent. It looks like he's you might peg him as actually retired Flaming Fist maybe, or retired mercenary of some kind. And then there is then you got someone who looks a little bit sneaky going, "With Ravengard out of the way, I wonder who'll be the next Grand Duke. My money's on Van Thamper. practically born in the sewers she was, and more vicious than a swarm of rats. Anyways, so
I have an idea of what to ask for. Send smoke signals an hour after dawn, because those I can look out for. They would go higher than the wall.
you are correct.
Yeah. So just like a Morse, like a prearranged set of signals
Mm-hmm.
that I can look out for. Just see, has he got the message? Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so you do that then?
Thank you, Darwin. It is much appreciated.
Sorry, Delwyn, you do that?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, yeah, the message goes off without a hitch.
Sweet.
What is the visual difference between a fine familiar that's a fae versus a fine familiar that's a beast?
So in your case, I'm going to say that the familiar that you summon is not fleshy.
Mhm.
It's more planty.
Okay.
So the bat that you summon, you get kind of you need to find a patch of earth, but then shoots poke out through the ground, and these long vines twist around themselves and stretch out, and then they look like grow petals in various different places, just small things, and then shakes itself free of the ground, and there you have a temporary bat familiar.
Nice.
Do you like that,
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
Joe? I'm
Yes.
thinking Mordremoth.
Yeah. I got you. All right.
Your bat flies off and then comes back without its message attached later.
Sweet. That's good.
Anything else anyone wants to do before you start settling down for the evening? Assuming that there are no messages coming in.
Nothing in
assuming
the
they're
book.
the messages coming in, yeah.
Can I have a short rest to get my hit points back?
Yes, everyone can have a short rest if they wish. As you're just sat there, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
Shooting some b-ball outside the pub.
Excuse me.
There's not really a sports arena at the back, so I didn't say that line.
But there are a couple of guys who are up to no good who are making trouble in the neighborhood.
It's
that's
Baldur's
us.
Gate. The entire neighborhood is trouble. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're sat upstairs, just chatting with Tarina, making small talk, presumably. When once again, for the third night in a row, probably about midnight at this point, a hush settles over the pub, and everyone starts looking around expectantly, and then
O cano el tore, o codui di apri. Mi hulin mahlude achluini, airin ritachit nilo. Quell'adul luerin bacus, catrevi quedature. Ininu casus sabatai, abidin caifos. O cano el ture, idaglenio ridetrus. Kai aire turugu ko ganganai, arulan nistradu. Udruk fiaru hefel nodu, imachai chledai kraflen. Ina grefurich tu lev noor, grasegru gledfulilei. O cano el ture, en vithnus ikiampo. Siskuta nullai kenatitian, nesbithiach waren glau. Et thiligen gefnod marul, in gofen gidam avole. Ebithunin cano el ture,
So as the song fades, lots of people are looking very confused because that's very obviously not the song that normally plays.
Hmm.
At which point, a door at the south end of the room that you're in bursts open,
Oh.
and you see a familiar form step out and go, "All right, who the hell played that prank.
Is that
That's
Right.
And that's Rhea Mantlemorn, who collapses drunk as a skunk on the
Sen
floor.
goes and picks her up.
She is unconscious. Stop it, Loki.
Oh dear.
And
Is
I
there
think
a-
that might be a good place to end it for the evening.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just before we end it,
Mhm.
but I do agree it's a good point to stop because I'm getting quite tired. Is there a way that we could get a handle on what language that was sung in?
Oh, that was Elvish.
Elvish. Oh, okay.
Or Welsh.
Richard's like, I recognize this.
I actually asked Rich beforehand if he spoke Welsh.
Oh, I see. Okay.
As the song started, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get to listen to the first 4 bars. Oh, we're gonna get to listen to this guy. Second 4 bars. That's a different version.
Yeah.
That's my fiance. Fourth set of 4 bars. Ryan, you motherfucker.